If I lend someone my money and he gives me something as security, am I allowed to take it if he does not pay in the time agreed upon? A brother asks. Now the word for this security in the modern world is the term collateral. And in the modern world, it refers to an asset that a lender accepts as security for a loan. This collateral may take the form of a real estate. It can be other kinds of assets depending on the purpose of the loan. And what the collateral does is that it acts as a form of protection for the lender. That is, if the borrower fails to observe their loan payments, the lender can seize the collateral and sell it to recover some or all of its losses. That is why the collateral has to be more valuable than the loan. That is in the modern world. But this is not the case with the Sharia. The Sharia looks at a loan purely as a form of charity and not a source of any benefit. Just like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, every loan that generates benefit is riba. Every loan that you give out and you expect any kind of benefit from it, that has any kind of benefit with it, this is riba. And it is purely charity, just as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the meaning of his hadith, that if someone lends money for the sake of Allah, Allah rewards him 50% of the amount as charity. Just imagine giving someone 100,000 shillings and you are getting charity recorded unto you of 50,000 shillings, and on top of that you are going to get your 100,000 shillings back again. This is how merciful and loving Allah is, and this is to put it out clearly that the Sharia looks at a loan as a form of charity, not a source of any benefit. Now, when we go back to the items given as collateral, we've known that it is purely an act of charity. It is also noted that making use of those items left as collateral without permission of the borrower is also not permissible at all. This is because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, it is not permissible to take a man's wealth unless he gives it willingly. If someone left you with something of his, maybe his car, piece of land, it is impermissible. It is not allowed for you to use that car, to use that piece of land without his permission. You are not allowed, because that car, that piece of land doesn't belong to you. And if the borrower fails to pay the amount, and this borrower sees no other option to pay the debt, he might permit the lender to value the collateral, sell it, keep the lent amount, and the balance goes back to the borrower. Now take an example. You borrowed 1 million Ugandan shillings and you left your maybe motorcycle valued at around 3 million. If the borrower fails to pay that amount, that 1 million, and he sees no other option to pay the debt, he might permit the lender to value the motorcycle, and the lender values the motorcycle, and he establishes that maybe it is valued at 3 million. Then it is sold at the valued amount. Then the lender keeps the amount he lent, that is 1 million, and then the balance 2 million goes back to the borrower. You don't say, I take everything. No, this is how it is done in the modern world and the Western world, and Sharia doesn't buy this at all, because it is a loan that has generated benefit, and in Islam a loan is a piece of charity and not considered as business. Wallahu a'la wa a'lam. Allah knows best.